So the Flayer Build 2.0 is finally here, and yeah, let's not waste any more of your time and let's get started. Now, to begin, let's talk about Flayer and how it was reworked in Title Update 4. Previously, Flayer, as it's still now, it allows us to create wounds faster, and it also has non-elemental damage. Now, previously, we did not know when Flayer procced for that additional non-elemental damage, but now we have an indicator that tells us when the skill activates, and boy, did they buff this skill. So at level 1, the damage you get from it is 140, and then at level 2, the damage goes to 160. At level 3, the damage goes to 220. At level 4, it's at 300. And then at level 5, it will go to 400. So every time Flayer activates at level 4, at level 5, you'll get a damage proc of 400. Now, there are some skills that still outshine it in my opinion, like Burst, like Agitator, but now Flayer has a case, to be used. So the rule for today's build, like almost all theme builds that I do or niche builds that I do, is that whenever I talk about a skill, I have to use the maximum level for it. But for you can take this build and then you can adjust it up to your preference. I think 3 levels or 2 levels of Flayer is fine. You don't have to break the bank to maximize it, and you don't have to sacrifice necessary skills for you. For me, I'm an Insaglaive main, so there aren't many necessary skills to have, so I have the luxury of maximizing Flayer. But yeah, there are 2 versions. One that's the main one, and then one that's a budget version if you still don't have the perfect rolls on the weapons. And speaking of perfect rolls for the set bonuses for the Gogma Artian weapons, there's a video that really helped me out, and I wish I stumbled upon it sooner, but after spending or leveling up 40 times, I think, because in the last video I was level 768, now I'm 819. So yeah, I wish I knew about this strategy before I spent my time trying to roll the weapons the normal way. But I will link it for you in the description if you're having trouble getting the rolls you want on your Artian weapons or the Gogma Artian weapons. Then be sure to check it out. It's really good. And yeah, with that being said, let's go to the set bonuses on the weapons and also the builds. I have to say something quickly. I'm not gonna use Decimator set bonus in this build. If you go back to the Flayer build that I posted earlier, I did give you 2 versions, one that has Decimator, one that didn't have Decimator. The reason why I'm not using Decimator now is because I want to wait till Arch-Tempered Arkveld drops, and I'm thinking maybe they would do the same thing they did for High Rank Arkveld, where he gave us both versions of the armor set, the Guardian and the normal. So maybe then I will consider using Decimator if the armor set has it and it has better set skills and also has decoration slots. So for that I will wait. But for today's build, we have 2 versions. One, the Flayer Weakness Exploit version, and then the other one is a budget version in case you did not manage to roll Gormagala on the weapon with Lord Soul. So let's go with the first one. For the weapon rolls for both builds, ideally you want to have Gormagala with Lord Soul on the weapon, right? Because that frees us from using 2 pieces from Gore. And the reason why I'm using Gore here is because we don't have many options for affinity aside from Weakness Exploit and the Critical Eye Talisman. If you don't like Gormagala, then you can actually use Lagiacrus. In this case, you would need to roll Leviathan's Fury and Lord Soul on the weapon, or you need to roll, either Rathalos Flare if you like it, or you can roll any other, or the Garon if you want. But for me, I wanted to test Rathalos Flare because it has, the additional fire damage, and because the armor pieces from Rathalos or the Guardian Rathalos, once you transcend them, they have decent skill on them. Like the helmet has Weakness Exploit, the legs has Evade Window, and as you know, I am a sucker for this skill. So it was a no-brainer, and also at the same time, both of them once transcended, they give us 2 level 3 decorations. So in this build where I need to maximize Flayer, and when I need also to have as much level 3 decoration slots, the Guardian Rathalos made the most sense. There is also another candidate for this. If you don't care about this armor set, you can either use the Artian helmet because it has Flayer built into it, and also 1 level 3 with earplugs. So I would say, once I find it, hold on, I don't even know where it is. Yeah, here. This one you can go Flayer, you can go with Counter-Strike, or you can go with earplugs to level 2. So if you don't care about the set bonus from Rathalos, then you can use this one. But for me, because I wanted to test out Rathalos Flare and have additional damage, because in this build, the main, damage dealer here, or the skill that will give us the damage is Flayer, because we are depending on its procs of 400 every time you proc it. So we get 400 damage. So I wanted to have additional damage output, and that was Rathalos Flare. But if you don't care about maximizing Flayer to level 5, then you can maybe use Odogaron. You roll Odogaron on the weapon, and then you can use one piece of Odogaron here, and then you can use the legs from Gore. That way you have 2 pieces from Gore, the helmet from Odogaron, and then you can use the weapon to complete the set, and then use maybe 2 levels of Flayer with 3 levels of burst. So it's customizable to however you like it, but because I made the rule for myself that I want to maximize Flayer, I went with these pieces. So the head and the legs, we have Guardian Rathalos Helm Beta, and the legs we have Rathalos Greaves Beta, both transcended to give us the level 3 decorations. The waist guard, we have Gore Magala Coil. We can switch between the Gore Coil and the Rathalos legs, but I will lose on evade window, and yeah, I need evade window in my build. But if you don't care, you can switch it. You still get the 2 pieces or the 2 level 3 decorations from Guardian Rathalos, or Rathalos I believe. No, Guardian Rathalos. So if you transcend Guardian Rathalos, you still get the level 3 decorations here. So essentially you're just switching between these 2. But for me, I like the evade window. So I went with the legs from Rathalos and the waist guard from Gore Magala. Now the remaining 2 pieces, they have to have, they have to be one of the Arch-Tempered. So for me, I went with the gloves from Arch-Tempered Redao and the chest from Nuudra, purely because both have the good skills on them and also have 2 level 3 decoration slots. Now, so with this setup, we have 9 level 3 decorations, and because we have Weakness Exploit built into the helmet, so we need only to spend 4 of them to maximize Weakness Exploit, and then we will use the rest to maximize Flayer. And yeah, so we have affinity from antivirus with Gore Magala, with Tenderizer or Weakness Exploit, and we have a talisman, my first talisman since title update 3, which has critical eye and antivirus. So basically this is why I chose to use Weakness Exploit, because we have enough affinity in this build. So now we can maximize Flayer. And yeah, I took this build to fight 9-star 5 level threat Steve, and I managed to get the capture in 8 minutes. So not too bad. So yeah, this is the first version. Now into the budget version. Now this is where things get tricky, right? Because you have multiple options on the helmet. For example, say you want to use, I don't know, you want to use maybe latent power instead of Tenderizer, right? So in this case, you can then switch the helmet to Redao's helmet. Although it comes with Weakness Exploit built in, we can then just get throttle to level 5. That way we can benefit from the set bonus of latent power. That basically extends the duration, and we are left with level 2 Flayer. Maybe we can also drop 1, get Flayer to level 3. It's customizable here. Also, if you don't really need latent power in this build, you can then consider using the helmet from Jindahad or Arch-Tempered Jindahad. I don't like the skill that's built into it. I think it's a waste of space, and that is for Ray. But it has 2 level 3 decoration slots, so now we can get a Flayer to level 3 at least with maximum level of Tenderizer. So we have Tenderizer here, Tenderizer there. That's level 4. Level 5 Tenderizer, and then we can go with Flayer. You can also go level 5 latent power, but you still don't get the set bonus from Redao to extend the duration. And yeah, this has been the Flayer build. I'm pretty sure when Arch-Tempered Archville drops, maybe then I can look into the armor set and see if I can include Decimator here. Until then, I'm just gonna stick with this setup because we have Lord Soul, we have Guts here, we have Rathalos Flare, we have Gore Magala here, so pretty balanced. We can also customize it however we like. We can get 3 levels of Adrenaline Rush, we can get Chain, we can use 1 level of Flare or 2 levels of Flare, and the rest we can get Agitator. So I like this setup. Maybe then when Arch-Tempered Archville drops, hopefully then the set is good enough to, make a build for it. So yeah, if you find this interesting, if you find it cool, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss when I upload another video. And we should be getting back on the 9-star hunts run again once I finish making the builds. I still have the DPS sets and also the comfort set coming up, and maybe other weapons also. I'm considering making builds for the switch axe, maybe the lance, maybe the gun lance. It depends on how, you know, how good are my RTN rolls or the set bonuses on the weapons. Until then, it's been a pleasure making this builds video. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for, you know, watching this video, and see you on the next one.